5 ways to save money without crying too much inside. First one, emotional triggers. Identify the emotional triggers. This plays a huge role, like in every aspect of your life. It's not about only money. Like, you should initially ask 4 questions. Basically, when you buy something emotionally, you feel that urge, you feel something inside you. You ask the questions: am I seeking validation? Am I feeling insecurity? Am I feeling lonely? Am I bored? Am I in the comparison loop? These are the questions you have to literally ask. You should be very self-aware to know this. Am I really wanting something, or am I just, mixed up in emotions? Emotions are volatile like market. It just goes ups and down. One day you're sad, one day you're happy. So you don't have to make decision when you're sad or happy with your money. Whenever or any aspect of your life, you don't have to make decisions based on your emotions. That is not true, because emotions are not true. According to me, emotions just comes and goes. They are not fact. So you should be aware of your emotions, why you're doing it, why do you do something. That will help you a lot. Second one, you're bored. Whenever you feel that urge to go to the shopping app and scroll, go to the quick e-commerce app and do scroll, okay, what is that I want? You are literally bored. Trust me. I was surprised by myself, thinking, okay, why am I doing this? Then I saw I don't have clear goal. I don't have anything else to do apart from scrolling app. Like, I actually don't buy anything, but I just waste my time scrolling. Then I was like, oh my god, I have been really doing this for 2 hours. Like, I scrolled for 2 hours. Then I realized, oh, okay, I am bored. So what I did is, I already had a little bit of habits like reading books. So I just pick the book. When I get bored, I pick the book and read the book. And I do something else. I watch something. I watch about investing. So when you're bored, you just run to the apps. So better you keep a goal. Do something. Get a habit. Get a hobby. Do something that you can monetize later. I'm still regretting. I should have started a good hobbies like, reading or investing in myself, or, starting content or putting out self in the internet earlier. Most of the creators that I follow started in their college, and now they are full-time creators now. I wish I started this when I was in college. I did not do that. I'm regretting that because I don't have other option apart from 9 to 5. So I am telling you, please have any hobby that you can monetize later. You don't have to be anything big. Just writing, editing, anything would help you. Third one, identity shift. You can also call it identity filters. Like, want to have a big purchase in future, see that, okay, will my future version buy this? Then if the answer is yes, you absolutely can go for it. It's worth it. If the answer is no, you should think about it, because your future version will be thinking more mindfully and maturely than the version right now. For example, I was thinking a lot before buying my first laptop. Then I asked, okay, after 10 years or 5 years, will my future version be proud if I got this? Then the answer was yes. So I made that decision. So it can be any big purchases that you're doing with your hard-earned money. You should be very wise with it. Also, the other identity shift, like, am I someone who saves and am I someone who invests? This would really help. If your identity shift happens, you will automatically save, you will automatically invest, because you made yourself as the person who does that. That is exactly what I did with myself. Identity shift plays very big role. Fourth one is delete all the apps. Literally, I don't have any e-commerce app or any shopping apps in my mobile, because the notification triggers me and I want to buy something, and the loop goes on. That's never ending. It will never end. I want something this today, I want something tomorrow. That will never end. It's like when I was a kid, I wanted so many stuffs. Example, when I was 14 years, I wanted so many things, and suddenly I got a salary and I can buy all of it. Can you imagine? Of course, that kid inside me still exists. She wants all of the stuff, but I want to control her. How would I control her? It is very impulsive. The kid still wants everything, but you have to take control. Because I just delete every app. I don't use any of the shopping apps. When I need it, I install it and I order that and I just delete again. That is really helping me out. It can help you too. Stop following trends. I was someone who used to follow trends like, oh, this outfit is going on trend, or this top is in trend. This is what I should buy now because it is in trend. Trust me, that's just a waste of money. I have so many trending outfits that I can't even wear it. I can't repurpose it. What I would suggest to any girl or anyone watching this, build a capsule wardrobe, please. I wish I did this earlier. Build a capsule wardrobe. Understand your skin type, which goes with your body or skin. Like I have a keratosis pilaris. I cannot wear all the outfits. So for you, it can be different. Identify your body type, identify your features, identify your skin, and make a list of what goes with you and what doesn't go with you, and buy that and repurpose it. No need to follow trends because you are unique. I am unique. Why should we actually follow the trend? You are not here to fit in. You are here to thrive. You are here to be yourself, right? Why do you want to fit inside the trend? Don't do that. When I was in college or like early 20s, I did this. I'm really regretting it. So do not do this. So these are the 5 things that really helped me save money. Hope it will help you too. Thank you for watching. If you really like this video, give it a thumbs up. And thank you. Bye.